If you don't wake up to this reality, you're gonna get left behind. The reality is your financial system is changing as you know it. After 2030, we will go into full tokenization. Now, let me explain it and make it as simple as humanly possible. The very banks and the very people that told you to run from cryptocurrency. Let me give you some specifics. But before I continue, this is not financial advice. I'm only going to be honest and transparent on exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to share with you my portfolio, the why behind it, the what, and the how. You need to make your own decisions. I think it's better that I be open and honest with you so that you can see how my mind works. In 2017 to 2023, Larry Fink, even Trump, Jamie Dimon, all told you cryptocurrency, fraud used for money laundering. Quietly, behind the scenes, JP Morgan was building their own blockchain technology. JPM Coin, now it's called Onyx. And throughout that time, their wealthy clients could get into things like Bitcoin. Larry Fink, told you it's used for money laundering. His clients have no interest in it. Trump said he's a dollar guy, anti-crypto. 2017 to 2023, the infrastructure was quietly being laid around the world. By 2023, the narrative, boom, it flipped. Larry Fink came out and said he was wrong, that if you're worried about your country's debasement of your currency, Bitcoin may be a good move. And then all of a sudden, they launched the IBIT BlackRock ETF around Bitcoin. Larry Fink, the largest asset manager in the world, digest this, 11 trillion under management, is now the largest holder in Bitcoin through IBIT. Also, Larry Fink and BlackRock are the number 3 holders in Strategy B, along with Vanguard, that is a full Bitcoin treasury now, that moved from a software company to a Bitcoin treasury that is the largest holder of physical Bitcoin. They have over 700,000 Bitcoin. So BlackRock is not the largest holder through the BlackRock IBIT ETF, which is exposure to the asset, but he's also number 3 holder along with Vanguard in the largest Bitcoin of physical holdings. So interesting. They told you to look this way as they work to control the supply this way. So if you believe it's used for money laundering and it's a pet rock, then why the hell would you be the top holders now? You got to use logic, guys. Like, let's wake up. One of two things. They know who created it, or logically, you can't beat it, join it, and control the supply. So this is the reality that I'm giving you guys. No hype, no bullshit. This is logic. Just use your brain. Use logic. Larry Fink and BlackRock are 11 trillion under management, guys. 11 trillion. That's larger than most countries' GDPs. And some other side notes here. Klaus Schwab stepped down. He became the interim head of the World Economic Forum. And the CEO, because of the files of the World Economic Forum, just stepped down. So now Larry Fink runs the World Economic Forum. And he used to be a trusted advisor to Trump. They went into the World Economic Forum this last year and just punked everybody around globalization. So here's where the rub comes in. First they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Draper. You're now in regulation and joining phase. The very banks that told you to run from it, the very bankers that told you to run from it, are now about to get the Clarity Act over the next, I would say, probably 6 months. I think it's going to get pushed back until they're ready to profit from it. That's the key. And then all of a sudden they're going to be inviting you in. Water's warm. So here's what I did. I don't listen to hype. I don't listen to bullshit. I don't listen to emotion online. I use logic. I just gave you a lot of logic. Bitcoin, let me break it down. I build my portfolio based on what I believe is going to survive regulation. I know you want to believe your favorite influencer with their off-brand cryptos and all these things. It's the next best thing and the next layer this, layer that. We will see when regulation comes in who survives. Study the dot-com boom, study the auto boom. It always ends up in the same hands, guys. So here's how I built my portfolio. And I'm not married to any of these assets. Yes, I'm heavy in crypto, but I'll explain what and why. I just sold 17 of my cryptos and I consolidated into the top 7 for myself. These are mine. XRP is 43% of my portfolio. Bitcoin is 40% of my portfolio. That's 83% of my portfolio. Next is WLFI, World Liberty Financial. That would be my most speculative investment. That is 4% of my portfolio. Solana is 3.7% of my portfolio. Then it drops off significantly to XLM, HBAR, and VeChain. That makes up 100% of my crypto portfolio. I am only accumulating the top 4. XRP, Bitcoin, WLFI, and Solana. That's it. That's all I'm accumulating. A dollar cost average every day into Bitcoin, Solana, and XRP. My apologies. Bitcoin, XRP, and WFI. Weekly, I buy Solana because I know regulation is coming and most are not going to survive. Just my opinion. But I'm also diversified. I have a horizontal strategy. You have a vertical strategy. The 401k in crypto is like trying to shoot fish in a barrel. If that's your retirement, you're going to get fucked. Think about 2006 to 2008. A lot of your parents worked their whole life and got screwed because their 401k collapsed. And a lot of you have been screwed because you thought crypto was going to save you, because your favorite influencer told you it's going to some astronomical price and you banked everything on that and it didn't happen. It will happen in due time. When it happens, we pull profits on the way up. So here's how I do it. Cash flow. Cash flow is king, not cash. From my active income, I take 10% and I get into things that, like stocks that pay dividends, because there's a difference between income and cash flow. This is super important. Write this down. Income you have to trade time for. Cash flow, you make money while you sleep. So I have two components working. I have income from active income in my businesses, and I have cash flow coming from dividend stocks that pay me while I sleep. I take the income and cash flow and I move it into assets. I just gave you my assets. Let me give you some other ones on top of that on the stock side. I have American Bitcoin and XXI. Okay, so now I'm not foolish. When the markets go up, I calmly exit. Bitcoin, I'm moving to P, protection, in my capital DR, CAPLDR. Is I'm holding Bitcoin, we'll put that in protection. I'm never selling it. It's the most scarce asset in the world, only 21 million, and we see what they're doing. They control the supply now, so I may as well get in the game before you can't even buy it. So when altcoins, all my other coins go up, I exit on the way up 50% of them. I hold 50% forever for legacy. So as I exit, I go into P, protection, and here's why. Remember I talked about shooting fish in a barrel? Your retirement looks like this, 401k, crypto. My retirement looks like this, stable, defended, and ready to rock and roll. So I start with cash value life insurance. When I exit, I fund my policies. I buy more Bitcoin, I buy Berkshire, I get a little bit more copper and more physical silver. Bitcoin is my gold, my digital gold. So when you go running from the markets fearful when it's collapsing, I'm borrowing L from my insurance policy at low leverage at 5%, and I go back in with no liquidation risk and I buy your fear. Then I repeat the cycle. That's how winning is done. Because there's been over 32 major market collapses over the last 200 years, and there'll be many more. It's not different this time. It's not a super cycle. You didn't figure it out and master the system, and nor did your favorite influencer. The 1% always remain the 1%. Because the markets just move from undisciplined to disciplined people. So what I just explained to you was discipline, a system, a process, structure. That's how winning is done, physically, spiritually, and financially. So get ready. It's coming. I don't know when. It won't happen in my time, but it will happen in due time. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys. God bless you.